Hello, what's happening? Just gonna finish getting set up here. Nice. You hear me all right? Oh, got Doc popping up in the background. Uh, try to get this gazebo put back together. I got 3 out of the original 6 pillars left, which is good because it won't look new. It'll look old and run down. But I've already squished this thing like 3 times. I can get some music going here. See what I got. Yeah, he's exhausted. I don't know what from, but probably putting up with me. Let's see what we got here.
Franklin Oxford. Sure.
Alright. So this is never gonna get put back the way I had it, so we're gonna improvise. White line up. So these two. Yep, I think it was those. And this was that. But we have to add this to this other side, or else this thing is it's gonna I'm gonna break it again anyway. Who knows? But we're gonna try not to do that again. So we can move forward with some things here. Um, and this one.
Winter is better when you're prepared. Experience your views. With financial planning, cancel subscription. Yeah. What up? This is Dr. Dre. Florence, man. Hold up, son. Love. Yeah. Taking on the killers and the hundreds of it's great. If you ain't got no killers, set down. Stuff. We need information. It's something's going to be good at. You can show it who's running, but they're supposed to. They don't want to have what they never come close to. I can see it inside your face, so in the one place, countless like you shit, they can finally stuff. Feel that over for some speak, understand, and some people think you me. Just my team, I've never seen you. It's so it's a battle between the game and the big player. Making these from the name like two facts way. You just stop to make me have to say no believe like seeing that one man is so one of the things trouble. It's clean, but I'm figuring to see. But I'm strong, she's out with a better really. As your best feeling, so we get on. Seven back, yes, a lot of stuff. So, to pick a man. Is the greatness and competition in my life. She's a better location when it starts medicine. When the runners infection kills it. Situation me. So many things you can't tell my right time for your job. It's like a fix, but it's actually skin deep down skin. Right time for your job. It's like a fix, but it's actually skin deep down skin. So, it's like no. Yeah. It's it's such, this ain't no such thing. I drink folks and skills. Yeah. Okay, no, it's the system was just ready to change this. It's just some get shot by the numbers and things. Yeah, even if it's straight up surplus. Yeah,
Right. I think that's the where it's gonna fit.
yeah, you can't think for him. Ain't something like that. He's the it's a great city. People don't be, we don't release tweets, real chance to don't play. But some don't defend it, or some are bigger than me. Play me that's back, me look scared the whole, but look smoke trees, you let me run and just don't see here in the project. My main talent is what kid, but you don't want it sometimes, one, talk to the way. Told me big truck change. We found it what the names of brave begins. The front end was one shit late to the back. Fake cash, hit you know I bring it to the line. Fake in shout, place hit you got mine. But they not saying, what missing. Give them all without a movie help. Get that look at you know what won't see. The next day of legal. What's up, looking on feeling one each of reactive speeds like Max and Nick. Which over, when people speak in countries, this sorry, so first thing, snap like first. Scared to tell me, look, they such, but you know, first thing, snap like first.
It's almost ready. Almost there. You're working with this material. You have to get it to where it's about to hold.
Come on, I'm gonna come and have this good job. If you don't want to buy, it's wrong. Okay, Rockstar, let's look at it's amazing.
It's about to hold.
See, it's very nice. It's a clean song, but it's a lot of get ready to get in the expand. It's something to be driving the front, which be something to hands it, but you too. See that feeling.
Almost. Working a little bit more.
Yeah, on Friday, it's no choice. It's he's got a next week, it's a line to out of line for the things, which was saying in the trace, all folks keeping this. Choice, took my hands around. It's not that's how lights out inside of that's when the trend is lights again. Like the movement of the lights down there when I was on to know the right now, truth was at my inside chance down there. I don't care about what's a good amazing. So that's you don't so that's not terrible.
Wow, this is a miniature set. Nothing like D&D. Never thought of that though. Uh, Building this for filming purposes. And we've got some other pieces too. Uh, Built a little Victorian house almost from scratch. It's one of the main pieces of the set. I just cracked this gazebo too many times, so I got to rebuild it again. And I just got to work on some extra, how I'm going to do some actual practical lighting within the set. And hopefully getting to shoot my first project with it. It's going to be used for a bunch of different things, so not just a one-time use. Other side going.
So he thinks it's a wonderful. They do say the bars on his face, from south his naturally from them down. He's reading the accent saying it was my job as he look at the hands by five to she wants it to also require folks for trying to what's the trying also trying looking down looking down with that man this man on two force of the jail it's on the football and trip this walk me to the flying what's moving on you in the money so what's the convincing all that these videos. I need to put this kind of like how the country's young. With no one called. With one floats, what's that to the top. So one floats into the units. What was there? It's correct. We'll see. I'm afraid to breathe, but see what happens. That might be it. Oh, crazy little pieces. You have to twist it until it hits just right. Yeah, but we'll get that one on as soon as I think that's set. What I should do. If you're wondering what that little pile of stuff is right by the camera, it's the top. I put some foliage on it so it looks, old filming trick. Cover things up that you don't want to be seen, but make it look nice, kind of thing. So I don't necessarily have to glue it to that. It slips right on. And I kind of like that because if I need to access something, it comes off. That's why I don't want to leave it permanent. It's another thing to know if you guys are building like anything miniature, make sure you, just in case you're going to put a light up inside of something, you can make it accessible. Awesome. That's holding more than it did. I don't think it's going to fall over, but I'm going to give that some time.
Um, you probably didn't see my dog pop his head up. He always does when Snoop Dogg is on. There he is. He knew that song, so he popped up for a second. I don't know what it is, but it's probably just the repetitiveness. He has to listen to a Snoop Dogg playlist when I give him a bath. It's hilarious. It's all coincidental, but it's just, being a dog, it cracks me up. All right. So in there. That's the piece I cut out that goes around the base of the gazebo, so it looks like the grass grew up to it. This is really cool. Actually, this is really nice, like fake grass for a miniature. It's on Amazon. Uh, they come in squares. I have a whole stack of them over there, but you stack them together like that. One thing you got to do, which once this is final, I'm not going to glue anything down completely. The cemetery might get glued to its own board, and then I move it in with other pieces or move things around, just depending on what I'm shooting. But I think what I need to do is like a little tiny kind of rake or something. I will fuse it together somehow, probably underneath, but I want to see if I can't brush it together just to fix the seams. Because it looks really nice when you put a camera right up on it. You can kind of see from your guys' angle, but like even lower and looking up. So what this is sitting on is if I drop the camera halfway below this little platform where the grass is halfway on the camera lens, it looks really cool. So, all right. Not gonna do that yet. That's still setting, and I'm happy that it is. Staying right in place. So we're doing good. Little thing we got. This is a more recent purchase. Are these little stone walls that I got? So, let's do this one this way. Where this little crack is at the seam, I'll take like maybe some more of the stuff that's on top of the gazebo so it matches like what's growing in the cemetery. And I'm just setting it on for now, but that's what you can do. And I'm going to have all of that running along the top. It's going to look pretty badass. Really happy with how this came out. Just a little behind on what I was working on. Like I kind of lost steam when I broke that gazebo for like the second or third time. So, but yeah, that's just an example. Um, I don't know if I'm gonna put like a tree, like every cemetery should have like a dead looking tree in it, but I don't want this to look like your typical dead cemetery. I kind of want to look like a somewhat maintained but historic look. Yeah, I haven't heard DOS effects in a while. It's good. The little playlist they put together. Almost gave that the test where I don't really sneeze on it. I probably should sneeze on it as a test, see if it holds up to a sneeze. But I don't think you get it. I'm not ready for the world to watch me cry on live stream yet. Yeah, I mean, I bumped it and it's holding. So I'm gonna do straighten them. Then I'm gonna get a toothpick or something real quick. I don't think I have anything in here. Got my little toolbox, but I'm gonna grab some water. I will be right back. Doing all right. It's my little partner in crime. That's Doc. Get my ear to pop again. Oh, he fell. That's because I touched him. I know it. I know it's a mix of I touched it and then as the glue was setting, that glue expands just like anything that freezes and solidifies. So it pushed up mixed with me touching it. Yep, there it goes again. All right. It's almost there though. Like that's literally what I got to deal with this right now. It's only because it's broken so many times.
It's our biggest ever show. Gemini intelligence brings a little glow.
Sorry about the commercials. I had to uninstall the app that was commercial free because it expired. And I thought I grabbed the laptop that had my music playlist on it, but that one's hooked up to my video switcher for my live stream. So it's like, why am I only listening to video game music, which I'm not a pat above. It's just, so it's actually, I'm not gonna blare it because that music going into the microphone probably won't sound good, but yeah, Tupac song that's on the Above the Rim soundtrack. It's actually I have a connection with Earl Clue used to come to Colorado Springs every year for the weekend of jazz. And I was one of the video techs that would actually work that show. And I never realized this song is sampled from one of the songs he would play. It's a really good song. It's like, where have I heard this before? Yeah, it does remind me of Beetlejuice too. Like, literally one of the inspirations for this. Back up there. See, that's how I crush things by trying to fix other things. Like a hamster on a wheel, just not gaining any ground when you do that. That already grabbed real nice. I'm gonna really try not to mess with it. After it sets, it's gonna fall over again. I get back to it. The last time I still had, well, the first time I fixed it, I still had all the pillars and I was able to line them up with exactly which area that pillar actually went to. So the break was easy to fix. So I'm more than improvising this time around. Just have to build enough of the glue up to kind of replace. Also, when I do like an on location shoot with this, I'm gonna do my best to go live, from my phone. Still got that as I'm gonna try to have much of this pre-production or behind the scenes going so people can see the progress. Won't be able to show everything though, because you don't want to give away too much. Kind of want to hit people with, hey, this is what all of that was for. And they're like, oh wow, you want to still want to keep a little magic behind it. Well, that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna attach it to this one first. And then I'm gonna line it up and let the weight hold it. I was trying to avoid that. Well, these are the two that I had. So this right here is where I want it to be. I was almost gonna try to melt everything together, but I really don't want to do that either. Sorry. Speaking of weight, what I might try to do here. I try something. I was gonna do that. Let's see what I got. Let's see what we can do. Is that one right? This one. We're gonna do a reverse here. We got those. And then, that's what tweezers are for. Kinder. Here we go. I might set the out of there. There we go. We're gonna let that weight hold it. It's probably gonna work the best. It's a little off. That's probably that looks the best. Awesome. I'll let that sit. Actually just do this. Give that about 5 minutes. I could actually make a little hut. just forget all that, just add this to this. That's not a bad idea. That's really not a bad idea for the scale. If this doesn't work out, that's what it's going to be. But even if all this is for nothing, I appreciate you guys being here. This is fun. Um, this is this and writing is what made me start the fairground and all my creative stuff. Um, I did take time off, not just because I broke that, but I was able to create my weekly stream with my retro games, and I really wanted to do that. So get that up and running so it would help with things like this. I can talk about it, update people, and still keep the retro gaming as like a think tank because that's really where I think about this stuff while I'm playing my retro games. Oh, I'm sure I'm off. I'm sure that's not a joke. uh, it cracks me up, man. I was like, I love Notorious B.I.G., but it's just like the whole Diddy association just like sucks too. Right. That's gonna be great. I'll add a little bead of glue around once it's set, just for good measure. And when I set it onto the base, it's gonna hold its own weight. And then I'll add the roof back on. We got time tonight, right? So that's what we're gonna do. I might actually make another cup of coffee. What's up, Bear? Awesome. So I don't want to move it, but I do want to set it to the side. Not gonna do that yet, so I'm not gonna make the cemetery like just completely flat. I am gonna add a little bulge underneath here and there. I thought about getting something to where the cemetery is actually sunk down in. And when the camera goes in, it kind of drops down in. You see the gazebo and the stone wall from a little bit of a distance, but once it goes in, it kind of has to drop down. Nice. Cool. Problem with setting that right there. It's like kind of impeding on some stuff. I don't know. Okay, that worked. I was nervous, but I had to be done. So just to give you a little idea. So if I push the grass up to the camera, and again, it's sitting a little higher than I would normally film it. Put that headstone right there, right? Starting to get the view. A bit more. And I mean, that's uh, add some more in the distance kind of thing. This isn't how it's going to be laid out, but just to kind of show it come together a little bit. See, from that angle, there you don't really see the seam. You know it's there because you saw me put it together, but see, it would have to be this other side here. It's because of the way the camera's facing. But yeah, do a little adjustment. See where that put us. Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, camera's plugged in, so the wire's kind of manipulating how I can turn it. Yeah, that's not bad there. That's awesome. All right. Let's see. Let's see if I find something else here. It's a nice new mix. Based on 12 grams of leafy shaker that tastes like a for that. Neither better, no sugar farms. Off the move. Also drop that down a little bit. Yeah, it looks a little bit more. It's a little bit more flat on the camera too. Like this little guy here. Oh, okay, you do see him. That's cool. He's a very tiny little cross headstone. Makes it look a little overgrown, so I kind of like it. Uh, I feel like I'm missing. Am I missing a piece of the cemetery? Or was it only these three squares mixed with the one that the gazebo goes in? Which, now that I'm not mixing that part, so it goes in the bottom here. But instead of setting the gazebo in, what I do to make it look a little bit more natural, because it'll pop the grass up around it. It's gonna eliminate some of the wall here and the foliage. Keep wanting to call it foliage. Oh, and I did find another pillar, so it's going to be even more stable. I'll get that glued on here after a little bit. I knew I had one more. So just so you can see, Steps at you guys. There we go. So instead of just setting it in there, which again with camera angles it'll look nice, but it just to me, if you slip that over, see it's already like right there, you can see the grass looks more like it's going up to it. And if you don't press it all the way down, it gives it a little bit of, I do want it down on the front of the steps, but from the side steps all the way back, do not, I would press it all the way down. So if you're ever building something like this and you're wrapping grass around something, cut it to the shape of the base and just barely put it to where it touches. And maybe that angle you can't see it, but I can see it. I can see that it's not flat. It does kind of come up. And you can manipulate that too. It's all, these little details all matter. So lift that up a little bit. See how that looks. Yeah. I mean, you can always like stick little things underneath and give it the bulge you want, but up to that point, that's what that does. I really do kind of like the idea of just eliminating the pillars. The reason for the pillars is to have things shine through, but I could easily do that with this. It wouldn't matter. See, and that's why I don't do it because it would match the scale of the other things, like the doorways on some of the other stuff, and you'll see in the finished product. Now I got to figure out which side of this face. Oh, that right there will be coming. With steps down and pull everything else up. There it is. Fold that back. Gives it a little bit more rise than if you see in the front. A little bit. I mean, you can tell there's again, it's with the angle and how close. All right. All right, let's get back to the pillar. All that shit right there. If you're wondering what this blue is, it's a two wall plus a base that I painted with chroma blue. So when I set the grass, the gazebo, and the cemetery in this, it has its own blue screen. So when I do a on-site or on location shoot, especially with sunlight, it's going to light everything the best because you just don't beat sunlight. Um, I'll be able to delete that and superimpose maybe the rest of the background that should be there or whatever I want. All right, do we dare try this? So, oh, it's still flimsy. Think what I want to do. I at least need one pillar where the steps are, something on the front. So what I also might do, if you got like rocks you put in a an aquarium, those make for great little stones on a miniature. Make it look like regular rocks, depending on the scale. It might want to glue some all the way around the base to make it look like this is kind of a stoned base. Uh, Not trying to go too hardcore with this because I don't have any reason to go into the gazebo with my camera shots or anything like that. It's just I do kind of want to see stuff from behind. So that's where we'll be at with that so far. I mean, I'd come up with a different shoot. I'm gonna try to change all this to where it makes sense for what I'm doing. So this guy is gonna want to go there. Cool. And I appreciate you guys being here. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. Make sure you're giving the video a like. I am going to be doing more of this. For those that you don't know, that only kind of came in for my live video game streams. This is really what led to all of that. I just kind of took a break to get that weekly stream established. But I do work with film cameras all around. I've written a lot of things that I do want to bring to life. So that's literally what started the fairground in the first place. If anybody wants to know where, so the name Fairground, where it comes from, my last name is Fair. So I'm also a big Mike Judge fan, and he has judgmental films. So that actually inspired me to use my own name within what I produce. And everything I do is from the ground up, so it makes sense. But yeah. I wish that would dry. It's one of those things. This is worse than playing Operation. Like you go to grab it, and then right when you do, you just start jittering. Speaking of jitters, I wonder if I should make a cup of coffee. This might take a while, which I'm okay with. It's not like on my game streams, I try to keep those to a minimum of 2 hours. I know I went over with Ghostbusters because I had to beat Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, so that one stands out in my mind. But outside of that, I've only gone over a few minutes here and there. I don't think, I'm sure I'll come across other pillars over time and I can add them in. even after this is set because that's easier. You kind of slip those in or manipulate them to where they look like they're there. But I am okay with this not looking perfect. I want it to look a little run down, like there's some historic age. I'm going to try to pick this up. I just want to line up. Okay, so I do have one to the front, practically one to the side back and two to the side back. So maybe I want another one to the front. So I want to glue this guy next to that. So I'm just afraid if I turn this, that gravity momentum, even slow might even be worse. So we're gonna try it. I think that's set. And then we're gonna get this next pillar on. Then I'll reattach the whole gazebo. I'll redress it with the foliage. I don't know if I explained why I mix those two words up, foliage and foliage. If you've ever seen a episode of The Simpsons, that's where it came from. Ah, see, and it fell because I tilted this, so but it's close. It's gonna grab, so setting it back on is gonna be easy. Yeah, just so it's damn that sucked. Oh well. That's not the end of the world, we're that much closer. Getting more done now than I was. So east side back. It's that other side I want to glue. Measure where it's see the side. So I gotta rewind that. Thought I heard that song. I said I'm just playing background music, so it's not really keep checking on my dog. He makes noises once in a while. He has some wicked dreams. There was one time I caught him laying flat on his back and he was running for his life. I don't remember what he was makes me wonder what he was running from. Okay, so Still wiggling on that little roof. I see. That's why I gotta add another bead to it later. But it's weird because on the camera shot, this one looks like it's out. It's just the angle, but it's not. That is strange. I would think this one that I just glued would look like that, but yeah. So I need to get him up underneath there. There we go. Take the rest of the headstones off here. We will see. Is who convinced with this guy? He is staying and folding. Yeah, I'm building a trampoline, dude. For midgets. Good one. That's it. Yeah, can't really tell from your guys' angle, I don't think, but that leg's not even touching the ground because the way it broke. Fantastic. Good shit.
I tried with the insurance shop. I went to the law. No apple float. Here, remove the when you need auto grades, insurance. It's our biggest Android insurance ever. Gemini intelligence brings a real world. New experiences only on Android. You have a huge upgrade for Android Auto and stunning new laptops in 2 minutes. We do much more. So watch the full show.
Perfect white zombie and working on a cemetery. Doc's ecstatic. Yeah. He's like, you got a snack for me? No, leave me alone. All right, it's gonna take a little bit. Probably just like let that set overnight. I think I've got all the pillars that I can for that. So, so I do want to move it, but I can't. Should think what I'm gonna do. And I'm happy with having at least 4 pillars, especially the two that go by the entryway. Yeah, I knew that's gonna happen. It's all right. It fixes quick. So that leg's holding because it didn't detach. So if that one's almost there, I'm just gonna put this guy back in. My finger is stuck. Like I said, this back one's holding. It's ready to stay. Just want to add that weight to press it even more. So I think I can do that without. Well, I grabbed his attention. So he shot off a firework. Fire campers going off. Snip some glue, Doc. That's some glue. All right. Turn that down a notch. Oh, you like got to turn down your radio in the car so you can look at an address. It makes no sense. It does. You can't hear yourself think, but it's funny. All right. Good shit. Sounds good. All right. So what I might do, so bring it over. I gotta grab my little bag of foliage, but I might start adding some stuff in here while we're waiting. All right. I've got the three different colors here. But I might use. So I got the lighter color on top. The stuff here that goes on top of the gazebo. Just use this color here. Just kind of around the base, just to kind of give it a little fluff of it. But I'm gonna actually stick it in the rails so it looks like it's growing in and out throughout. Oh, there. It's there. And this, you also got to remember you got to put that grass around it. So might as well do that now. Then I'm using a webcam, but I'm trying to see what that color against the color of the grass might look like.
Can you program a racing app?
Not bad.
Looks like I can learn.
It'd almost be,
It's the most downloaded app. Yeah, learn your relevant skills in weeks, not years.
you know what? I'm just gonna stick with the same color scheme that's on top of the roof here for this stuff and add more of that around. So it's, I don't want it to come all the way up. So maybe I could get it to where it's about half up the rail. If I put it to where it's going over the rail, you know, it's not gonna look bad. It's gonna look really overgrown. I'm okay with that. But I want it to kind of pop against that. This is what that looks like. This one, not bad. There it goes. You know, I'd probably work out to have this thing up of that color left to probably do the base. You know what, I think I was using that for a tree on the house that I built. I wish I would have thought to do this live stream while I was putting together the 7-Eleven. That one's really cool. Same with the bowling alley. There's one of those. Okay. So I need to get more of this color. This is actually on the house I built. Yeah. Ah, shit. I bumped it. Nice. Not nice. It's ready to hold. Wasn't paying attention. That's why this is the third time I'm putting it back together. Staying. Talks like I am staying. Probably thought that was for him. Right. So let's take that guy. Did it again.
Zepbound, watch this. Zepbound helps adults with obesity lose weight and keep it off. Watch this. So you don't feel stuck on your weight loss journey.
Did it again. What's up, Paul? No time, long time no talk, man. Hope you're doing good, bro. Good to see you here, man. Almost. I gotta get those legs to glue straight. or else they won't go on to the next piece. So they're still attached, so that's a good sign. Other uh, I'm rebuilding my gazebo for the third time, uh, so I can move forward with my little miniature set I've been working on. I'm trying to figure out what the shift is here, why it's not. There, yep, I saw it. It's right there. How you been, man? How's the family?
That would make like 0 cents, right? You, I would just do because each of it's only that's how I know. Retail traders react to news. Smart money moves before it happens. Want to track their moves? Moomoo tracks unusual options activity in real time, showing you large institutional trades so you can spot potential market trends directly. Go deep, real-time proofs, IV, and the data you need to validate the setup before you trade. Join Moomoo today and enjoy zero commissions and zero contract fees. Trade with smart money, not guesswork. Moomoo, a smarter option for trading. Download Moomoo now.
It's literally going to take overnight to set, but that's cool. Have to think a lot about that thick to wrap around. And that's what's going to wrap around the base. Is that what? Oh, doing good, man. Uh, how you been? Shit, see, and that's why it's because I'm messing with this other stuff. Nice, man. Like the California redwoods, so big tall trees you could drive through. Always wanted to go there. Nice. Go see where that scout trooper from the Empire smacked the tree trunk on his speeder bike. I wonder if they disclosed exactly where Star Wars was shot. But man, yeah, that's definitely be a place to go see. I can't imagine like just going up to those trees and being like, holy crap. I mean, a lot bigger than they look. Yeah, let me know, man. Awesome. Yeah, I've always wanted to go to San Fran and go to a real nice Chinese restaurant there. Yeah, I bet I'm probably gonna take this other leg off. It was holding until I tried to mess with it and do something else, but Gorilla Glue used to it used to glue a lot faster. But yeah, there it goes again. You can be even more mad at me there, Paul. The pieces are holding though, so I mean it's getting to where it has to be. It's just it's broken so many times that it is what it is right now. And as that glue sets, it's expanding on me. So uh, yeah, I think I have some Loctite. Try to glue my elbows to my legs or something with that stuff. Are you gonna see Alonzo while you're out in California? I know he's out there somewhere. I haven't seen the Jacksons in a while. Good people, man. Just gonna let that kind of. He's a. Yeah, I knew it. I saw it. It's a little off right there. Gotta reattach. There. Reattach this one here. He's longer. I, that's why. Okay, figured it out. It's all holding though. So there we go. Because even when I grab the legs and pull it, it pulls itself back. So it's attached. So I'm going to take the weight off of it. I'm going to let it set. Yeah, yeah, I've got a hot glue gun somewhere too. I don't know about that on this. Yeah, I'm building this. It's for multiple shoots. Um, got this. I have a little 7-Eleven, a bowling alley, and a little house I built. That's so far the little set that I have. I just got set back by breaking this thing too many times. So I found enough pillars to where I can work on it again. Then see what I can do with it. Actually, nice. It's a good song too. I'm playing some good stuff on this playlist. I don't even know whose it is. All right, so let that set. It's the weight that was on it that was making it fall over. So I'll probably have to sit overnight. All right. Tear the piece off. Try to keep it as thick as this right here. You can continue the wrap around. It's flipping through the camera. It's not bad. Like I said, I don't want it to be too perfect. Add some different things in there. Might sink down with a little miniature boulder here and there so it looks like something else is in place. Or I do my original idea and I glue a bunch of stones around the side, but it would have to be after this grass is in because I don't want to recut it to the shape. It already hugs it really nice. So we'll see. That would be on the back side, and then this is back to the front where the steps are. So yeah, I think that's what it'll be right there. Like that. It's not going to affect any shots because that'll all be covered. But I painted this whole thing blue just in case. You superimpose some water mixed in with some practical effect somewhere. Yeah, and I'm gonna do a lot more of these little pop-up streams, Paul, so you guys can see what I'm working on. I'm not gonna do too many of them. To where they show too much of exactly what it's gonna be, so it's a little bit of a adds a little bit of the magic to it. Cool, yeah, that's sure glad I got these little stone walls. serving another purpose here to let gravity hold those legs straight. They can dry, so very nice. Still a little off as far as the way they're holding on, but I mean they're not too bad. They got plenty of glue on them. Yeah, I'm out east now, but I'm still in town. Kind of weird not living on the west side like I used to, but it'll always be home. A lot of what this miniature set is I'm kind of replicating a little bit of the neighborhood I grew up in. So cemetery, bowling alley, 7-Eleven, probably pinpoint where I grew up based on those locations. Well, the bowling alley's not there anymore, but
Perfect for all day without that. And that looks like that doesn't have good things from that. Neither should your lips. Get it now or to be.
all right. The accents that head to the side. Thinking like with this, I almost need to put like some of the darker foliage underneath. And so when it sits, it's gonna sit up about like that. And then I can actually wrap the stuff growing on top into the bottom so it looks like it's all grown together. And actually, I can actually run it down the pillars so it looks like it's growing up those, so it's actually gonna look cool. Try to get some kind of a light source that shines through it. So it just has everything. I don't want any lights on the inside. I'm gonna see if I can make a practical, like some kind of lighting that would make sense in a cemetery to where you would see it through the gazebo. Set this off this there. Uh, I gotta have those belly scratches. Oh, so spoiled. Oh, stretch right into them. If you just like go straight ignore him, you'll wonder where I went. Oh, he's not doing it. He's just relaxed. Probably thought there was going to be a fireworks storm a minute ago, and a couple of them went off. Biggest baby in the world during 4th of July. It's been going for. Uh, yeah, yeah. He might if he gets that relaxed, huh? Uh, Next steps. Next steps. There we go. Oh, yeah, we definitely need to catch up, man. It's been a long time, bro. Last time I saw you, man, I think you still had your pit bull Isis, which I think I told you when I named my miniature pincher after her because I like that name so much. Yeah, let's see. Try to find a little another music mix here. I'm kind of mad I had to that no commercial YouTube expired and all my playlist is on my other laptop. So I gotta correct that and get more music put to this laptop. That's the one I dedicate to like setting up my retro gaming streams and building my PowerPoints and stuff for the slideshows. Yeah. Wow. Feel like I just checked the clock and it was 9 o'clock. Yeah, not bad. And practically I got done. Well, I didn't get it attached to the actual gazebo, but when that glue does harden, it hardens, man. So I mean, it takes a while. Not like it used to, man. Used to be afraid to be around Gorilla Glue. It used to dry so quick. All right. So I think what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start actually blocking the view there. Uh, so you got info over here. So I'm gonna do with this. I'm gonna start roughly pushing this stuff in between these little rails, just enough to where it becomes a little bit a part of it. Kind of like that. I don't know if you guys saw that, but you will when I get around. I'm not gonna force it if it doesn't want to be there. It's more just giving it more natural. So yeah, I am gonna have to do this two-handed. Every other rail would be. I'm trying to, yeah, keep it at every other rail. You gotta pull it in and twist when you use one of these. All right, brother. Be safe, man. Have a good trip, and best wishes to you and your family, bro. Good to hear from you, man. I appreciate you chatting with me. We'll pull that one in a little too far. That's okay because you can pull off what you don't want. So really, so we get it to where you kind of see the inside of what I've done right here. A little bit. Just to turn a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. So once it wraps in and around, and then when I attach the roof and what's comes down on the roof, try to get it around those pillars to where it looks like that's where they grew up. So the best part is not making it look perfect. It'll look like it grew the way it wanted to grow. So I want this next here. Good old guard dog. I don't know what he's barking at. Probably a truck. But it's my boy. Oh, I gotta pull that back. You know. And that's why I don't want light on the inside, is because the way I mean it looks good. It looks like hey, it kind of punched through the way it was growing, but right. Next. So now that I'm starting a whole nother section, I'm not gonna go to the every other one. I'm gonna go right next to it again, start there, and then go back to every other rail. So it's got its little seam up. Cool. I wasn't really planning on doing all this, but I forgot what a pain in the ass those legs are once you break them too many times. All right, so that's that section. Even where it's like a little bear, so it was kind of towards the ends. I can take some of this other stuff and I can put it in there after the fact. Maybe I want to put something else there to kind of conceal, but I don't know. The sky's the limits. So this kind of stretch it a little bit. It looks like one of the roots came up like kind of out of the ground. So I know with that, I don't want that. So he gets cut there. Yeah, so I'm always checking like the camera, even though it's a webcam. I'm trying to see what that might look like afterwards. Get that guy out of there. Cool. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Accidentally, I like that. I like how this is standing up because I think that's right where one of the pillars is going to be. So it'll look like it's going to go right into that. If I had all the pillars, it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't be a guessing game. So they kind of use this up. I'm going to let that stand straight up, but I got to add more in. All this little pile of excess is just going to get popped into where I feel like I need to fill. I don't want to completely close it. I mean, there will be a gap, but I still want even light shining through here because the silhouette of that stuff is going to be really cool looking. Did put a light in here one time and looked at it from the inside out, and it looked really cool when I put some stuff around it. All right, where are we at? In here? Yeah, got the really. It's really cool. You know,
Sincerely Haslow. Haslow wants to realize risks is less based politics.
okay. Well, actually gonna continue him where this other one left off, so it'll be on that same little section. And do that. So I just go through there. So I'm gonna tuck him back up underneath all of this anyway. Pull them all the way through. I'm gonna hold that. Start pulling the next section through. There it is. Very nice. Cool. Avalanche just defeated the Wild. We are on to the next series. I think it's going to be probably the Golden Knights. I'd like to see Anaheim for a change, but we clear that series. We're more likely going to play Carolina, just the way they've been playing. Which way did I pull through last time here? Oh no, so I need this one. Grab that, twist and pull it. There we go. It's like a real craft show. I'd have a camera at every angle so you can switch to what I'm doing, but I'm gonna try to move it in there so you can see a little bit closer to what I'm doing. Try to make it a little better. Yeah. So I mean it's looking good. It's attaching itself. I'm just giving it a little bit of a hand right there. And this will be perfect because this will so when you pull this next section, you have to hold that last section you pulled through so it doesn't pull it back. And it holds that grip just like that. Yeah. I push that down a little bit. See how that looks. Very nice. Yeah. I mean, I know how it looks to me, but it really helps to have a camera shot too of some type. Cool. Awesome. I'm just really like happy I added a whole nother thing to live stream. It gets me back to what all this was for in the first place. Speaking of film, if anybody didn't go see that new Mortal Kombat movie, do it. That movie was fantastic. Absolutely great. What's up there? What I do is I think I'm gonna grab him some snacks. Be back in about like 3 seconds, guys. Yeah. No, say. He's been a good boy, a good little co-host. So can we get these little gingerbread men that my girlfriend got him? Uh, it's like, thanks, mom. So, good boy. And she were in a minute. If I don't give him enough in a decent amount of time, he'll get on the floor and start getting verbal. All right. Go ahead and start this next image. Feel like I'm picking up very tiny ramen noodles. Let me grab those like that. All right. Just better get back to some music here. I should play Weird Al. That stuff will be in my head for like 10 years. I need to get some of his albums again. Uh, it's too far back. See, there he goes. He's gonna think he has to get in my view the whole time and ask me for a snack. All right, let's see. You know what I need? Some 90s rock. So, 90 to 99, I can deal with that era. Yeah, let's play on. Sweet. So I think I'm gonna intentionally put some gaps in here where maybe just some right off of the steps. Here, I don't want it to be completely equal on the other side because then it looks complete. I mean, I understand landscaping is controlled, so that could always be the excuse. I don't think anybody will see what I'm looking at but me, but you have to think that if you see it, they will too. I put another one in there. I like that. About that. Good thing is you can always change it later. I think it'll be okay once I add more stuff to it. Yeah. Actually, take this piece here. Cool, I'm using this stuff up too, so that's good. Oh, you didn't see that, but stuff shifted off of that stone wall. Almost lost the legs again, or the pillars. Actually had some newspaper pulled out as a drop cloth. I didn't even think about that. That's okay. We don't necessarily need it. I got plenty of paint. This so this is gonna have to go through. It's gonna have to wrap over. The side's getting. I'll trim it. So I'm gonna over pull that back in a little bit. That'll be good. All right. Wig. I originally, like on the house that I built before I found this really cool kind of plant-like stuff to put on there. Actually grew some oregano, dried it out, or I had an oregano plant die on me, so I put it to use and put it on top of that, and it looked like real vines, but it got so old. This stuff I've had it for a year, and the stuff that's on the house, which I think for my next pop-up stream when I work on this stuff, I'm gonna fine tune the house a little bit, mess with some lighting from the inside. So yeah, and I don't know. There's gonna be plenty of these on top of my live retro game streams every Thursday. So you gotta stay busy, right? Gotta keep moving with the things you started doing when it comes to this. I kind of like that overgrowth. I'm gonna leave that just for a sec. I'm gonna trim some of it back, I'm sure. But so yeah, basically it's gonna be the outside intentionally overgrown look. So I do have it. Very nice. I might try to find like a couple little stone statues. Like cemetery usually has like stone angels and stuff through it or something like that. It'd be kind of cool to have one of those on each side. Might even match them and put them on each side of the entrance too, outside of the stone wall. Yep, cool. Very nice. Legs are dry. They're just, yeah, they're attached. So that's how it's gonna sit. That's the thing is trying to match the pillar to where it broke off last time. See, 'cause there's gonna have to be a gap I bridge for that. But there, that's what it would be. And just looking through the camera shot, I already like the imperfections of not having every pillar. Get up there. So, yeah, heck, that deserves a like right there. Can't talk. Boy, all right. So I can attach it there, there, and there. That front pillar does not touch. There is a gap. I don't know if you can see that right there. Probably see the gap between. So I'm not going to focus on that. It's these other three. Get them connected. And then I'll probably have to let that sit overnight before I add that roof. I could technically maybe see, I'm not gonna set it on there. But that's what we're looking at right there. Granted, I'll clean up that a lot of that foliage. Yeah. So yeah, we're getting there. We are definitely getting there. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna take all this off.
You just earned 5% cash back on you. Also, if I sort of conga line you see that
Let's get on here. I don't want to glue that to it because I want to be able to access stuff, but at the same time, decisions to make, huh? everything but this pillar. All right, let me give it a shot. I got this other guy lined up. He's gonna be, yeah, that one there. And I'm not gonna worry about that other pillar up the front because it doesn't touch, which is good because what I might do is actually thread some of this foliage as the gap later on. It's there. There it is. It is on there. Good stuff. Definitely let that set overnight. But all in all, this has actually been a success. I mean, except for dealing with the damn pillars flopping. I mean, bumping it and over manipulating them. That's my fault. But yeah, let that set for a second. I want to see if there's anything else I can do while I'm live. Give you guys an idea of something else to see. Like I can always come back to this. I have thought about. I really felt like there was another flat of grass that had some tombstones in it. Maybe not. I gotta reset all this back up and see how I had it. But I do want to get more headstones and add a little bit more depth. I was trying to make it a little bit more of a believable setup to where the spacing, but it wasn't too realistic. It just people were like, oh, they're buried too close together. That's not how it's done. It's like I get it, but ground shift. If you go to an older cemetery, a lot of things are look offset because of it. And it's it's actually in a way unfortunate. A lot of that stuff doesn't get maintained the way basically our taxes pay for. So I'm all for a creepy looking cemetery, but at the same time, man, some of our families are buried in those places. You want them to be nicely kept. That looks kind of cool right there. Looking through the camera shot, I had to move my feed over here so I could plug it in. Alright. I like how that's looking. Pushing a little closer to you guys. Yeah, it looks good. It looks good right there. Yeah. Very nice. All right. Don't worry, I'm not going to set that on there, but yeah, you can't really see it. It's too close. Back on it off. And then it's it like that. With the foliage on top. So that'll be good stuff there. Again, because of this, I'm gonna let it sit overnight. Then I gotta figure out, so when it comes to these walls, cornering them there. If I have plenty of this, actually some of that might look good too. And would be a little too dead. I was actually gonna put that underneath this stuff on the roof so it would pop, but let's see what that looks like through the camera there. And of course all the oh, you quit talking to me. You gotta quit demanding stuff, Doc. So yeah, so it's gonna have to be. I think what I want to use is you'll see the color on the house that I made. That's a better color. I gotta go back to Michael's and get some of this stuff. Uh, yeah, stone walls. Yeah. Just to kind of give you guys an idea of what it will look like. I think I'm missing a wall somewhere. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there's got to be one more piece. Oh well, I'm not ready to put them in yet anyway, but yeah, definitely minus no headstones yet. You know, maybe I can put some right here just to see, kind of creating a little hill. So, that'd be kind of cool, burying people up on a hill there. Uh, let's see how it looks like this. We'll put the there it is. That looks kind of cool. And it's all through the camera shot. You know, it can look one way from just looking down on it, but once you set something on there, there we go. Not so much of a hill. Looks good. I think I might keep stuff like that where it ramps up like that. That's really cool. I like it.
A century ago, our founder made promise. Always
Yeah.
and promise still behind.
Just a little detail we'll add, you know.
We'll do what's right. What's ahead? There's only one kind of people that can't be masked. Experience the devil drift products in town.
Go. That looks really cool. I like that. Not bad. I'm happy with it. Cool. Well, I think for now, that might be all I do right now, guys. So I just keep looking at my camera feeds, different I see two different colors of it too, like through different sources. The same shot, two different color schemes. Um, but yeah, it's been cool. Actually very happy with doing this. Very nice. So yeah, it's a whole nother stream I get to do, adding to the whole Fairground Productions. Uh, any of you that have actually been watching my live retro gaming streams on Thursdays, it's at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. Those are every week. Once in a while, I do a Saturday stream, which is more modern games that have a retro aspect to it or a retro feel. So I still kind of stay with the retro style of what I like in gaming. But this is getting back to what I do, what started all of this. I took time off to get that stream up and running uh, until I felt like it was right to rebuild this gazebo for the third time. Uh, I thought about going live on like Instagram and Facebook and stuff, but I think I'd just rather keep anything visual like that over here. Uh, I'll obviously post updates and photos to those sites, but I think it's good for now. It's really cool. So yeah, um, I think I'm gonna call it for this night. I'm very happy. I was kind of wondering what I was doing when the pillars kept falling over, but I forgot. It's been years since I've reattached those. Let this sit overnight. I will post updates on when the next thing will be. For the most part, these are probably going to be more pop-up streams when I feel like it. So I know this one's going on about 3 hours, which is good. It means I put in some work. But until the next one, guys, I'll try to plan these out. But I think thanks for being with me, hanging out. Talked to some old friends tonight, which was really good. That's the whole point of this. This one's more just hang out while I kind of work. But these will be on up on the channel so you guys can go back and watch and see what I did, how I did something. I try to explain it. Nothing's a secret. Um, I mean, some things are, but I mean, for the most part, just trying to keep inform you guys. Hey, this is a one way you can do this if you're doing a miniature set. How you can like maybe conceal a seam. Yeah, I see a boy. Yeah, he's kicking me off. So it's been long enough. I will see you guys for the next one, and hopefully, I will definitely see you guys for my retro game streams on Thursday nights at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. So take care till the next one.